Grimm's Fairy Tales, retold in one-syllable words by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. Chapter 13. The 7 Crows. There was once a man who had 7 boys, but no girl. At last a girl was born, but she was so weak and small that it was thought best to baptize her at once, lest she should die. The 7 boys were sent to the well for water. Each wished to draw the water, and in their strife the pail fell into the well. Then they feared to go in the house, and the father grew cross because they did not come. "I wish they would all change to crows," he said, and the words were no more than out of his mouth when the boys were changed to crows and flew off. This made the father grieve, but all the more did he love the girl, who soon grew strong and fair. When she became a big girl, she learned the fate of her brothers, and it made her sad. At last she left home to try to find them and break the spell that bound them. She went from one end of the earth to the other, but she did not find her brothers. Then she came to the sun, but it was hot and scorched her, so she ran to the moon. But there it was so cold that she went to the stars, who were kind to her. Each star sat on a grand seat of its own, and in the morning star rose and gave her a key, saying, "If you do not have this key, you cannot open the iceberg in which your brothers are shut up." But the girl lost the key and could not open the iceberg. She bent her finger and put it in the door, and by good luck it unlocked it. When she entered, she saw a dwarf who said, "My child, what do you seek?" "I seek my brothers, the 7 crows," she said. "They are not at home," said the dwarf, "but if you wish to wait for them to return, you may come in and sit down." The girl waited, and while she did so, she ate some food from each of 7 plates which the dwarf had set for the crows, and drank from each of 7 cups. In the last cup she dropped a ring which she had brought with her. All at once she heard a whir in the air, and the dwarf said, "The 7 crows are now flying home." Soon they came in and began to eat and drink, each seeking his own plate and cup. Then one said to the other, "Who has been eating from my plate? Who has been drinking from my cup? There has been a human mouth here." When the 7th came to the bottom of his cup, the ring rolled out. He looked at it and knew it as a ring that had belonged to his parents, and said, "Can it be that our sister is here? Then we are set free." When the girl, who had stood behind the door, heard these words, she stepped out, and at once the spell was broken. The 7 crows changed to 7 fine young men, and they embraced and kissed their sister, and in great joy they all set out at once for their home. End of chapter 13. The 7 Crows.